the night. Whoever it is, wherever they are, chances are they're looking at the stars just like you. Sometimes, for all its size, the universe isn't such a big place after all.
When you've watched a lot of Doctor Who, you're sort of a bit starstruck. Even when you're playing the Doctor, if you meet a sort of former companion or anyone that's been in it to any degree. Yeah, I was a bit like, whoa, I'm working with Sarah Jane.
It's you, isn't it? Oh, you've done it again.
Hello, Sarah Jane.
Doctor?
I knew she was one of the most popular companions that there's been. And I just think it's wonderful that she had that wonderful resurgence in the world of Doctor Who, but also reconnected with an audience of children. I'm sure there are so many children out there in the world now who are completely devastated, like us all, because it was kind of like a fairy tale comeback for a Doctor Who character. And then she, not only did she just come back, she went off and had her own show. Not only was it her own show, it was a complete smash hit. And I think so much of that is down to her and her spirit, and she was cool, man.
When I was a kid, it was the Doctor and Sarah. That's what I knew. I suppose I started watching Doctor Who in the early 70s, which is when Liz was first on the show. And she was the ultimate Doctor Who girl. It was the Doctor and Sarah. That was the team.
So, providing we don't burn up on re-entry and aren't suffocated on the way down, we'll probably be smashed to a pulp when we land.
Exactly. Sarah, you've put your finger on the one tiny flaw in our plan.
Our plan? It's your plan.
Well, I'm open to suggestions if you've got a better idea.
In terms of Sarah Jane, I was that viewer. I was, how old, 10 or 11 or something when she came on screen. Perfect age to be a Doctor Who fan. And so I remember everything. I remember every single episode she ever did. I have seen them all. I saw them all on transmission, and I've seen them all since on DVD. So it's so hard now to think of stuff that sums her up. I always love, there's a great moment in the Ark in Space where she gets stuck in a ventilator shaft. Sarah Jane gets stuck and the Doctor is rude to her. He pretends she's let him down in order to get her across, in order to make her get through the ventilation shaft. That's a lovely bit of acting of Liz Sladen and Tom Baker. There's a million memories like that.
Hundreds of lives at stake, and you lie there blubbing.
You... Wait till I get out. I can manage. I don't need your help, thank you.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I remember her in the Andy Pandy outfit with the Hand of Fear in a Tupperware box. And indeed that final scene where she thought she was leaving the Doctor forever, that brilliant scene between Liz and Tom Baker where they part company.
Don't forget me.
Oh, Sarah, don't you forget me.
My Doctor.
Bye.
You know, travel does broaden the mind.
Yes. Till we meet again, Sarah.
Sarah Jane Smith was for me the kind of the acme of companions that all the others had to follow, really. And I think that was more than just a chance of time. I think Liz did make such an impact with that character, which is why I guess she was the obvious choice to revisit the show when I took over. Hello, Sarah Jane.
It's you. Oh, Doctor. Oh, my God, it's you, isn't it? You've regenerated.
Yeah, half a dozen times since we last met.
You look incredible.
So do you. The school reunion episode was only ever imagined as a one-off, a kind of nod to the past. But because Liz was so great and so effervescent and so magical, actually, it was inevitable that Sarah Jane was going to come back into Doctor Who again, and then, of course, into her own wonderful series.
Ready? Always.
As soon as I heard the Sarah Jane Adventures was happening, I was always really keen that the Doctor should make an appearance.
What are you
never take me for, Sarah. I just thought I'd go the quick way. Oh, I like it in here.
Can we have a look?
What, in the TARDIS? My TARDIS? Of course you can, yeah. I'm just so proud I got to work beside her because she was such a huge part of my childhood, and now she got to be a huge part of my adulthood as well, and it's a real privilege.
Oh, what does this do?
Hey, don't touch.
Seeing her with the other guys in the show who play the kids, she really did have this quality of youth, and they love her, you know, and they loved her.
She really just kind of like took us under her wing, and it was like, you know, on set and like day in day out, she'd just be checking, oh, like, you all right? How are you doing so far? Like, you enjoying it? Like, what are you finding hard? Anything like I can help you with? She was, yeah, really just helpful all the time. When I first started, it was like straight away. It was just like a nice little family bond.
And then, yeah, I came on for obviously when the series started, and it's definitely a family atmosphere. It always was, and Liz definitely, you know, she always took anyone new coming in under her wing and guided them through and made it so easy and comfortable, and yeah, it was incredible. She was a wicked person.
Thank you, Ronnie. Hello, Luke. Welcome home.
She put so much into her character, so much integrity and passion, and she just loved the show so much, but also her character. She really fleshed her character out with so many elements of herself. She gave so much of herself into Sarah Jane, and that's why she was so loved. That's why she was so amazing.
Oh, you're going to make a lovely bridesmaid.
You're on. And there's that wedding fair.
I know, and your mum can do the flowers before she asks. Oh. Right, come on. Everybody out. Things to do.
I think she's such a key player in the whole Doctor Who family, definitely. I think elements of her have rubbed off on the companions we have now.
She's what we looked at. I mean, she's what I looked at is to get some of the energy behind Captain Jack. She's what all the assistants, all of the best friends of the Doctors will look at to see how it is done.
That's really good, Jack. I think you're the best.
You know, not only that, but she with Sarah Jane and having the Sarah Jane adventures and everything, it's a huge loss to our Doctor Who family and our Doctor Who world.
She's very much part of the CBBC family, as well as the Doctor Who family. I mean, you know, the responses that we've been getting on Newsround's website, you know, is testament to that. Some 3,000 hits, you know, from people who just want to say how much they're going to miss her and how much they loved her.
I was really upset about this devastating news. She will be sadly missed by everyone, young and old, and that's from Grace Emily, 11. Elisabeth was a legend. No one will ever be as good as her. She will sadly be missed by everyone. Rest in peace, Elisabeth Sladen. It's from Olivia.
I think it's very important to remember what someone did rather than what someone is not going to do anymore. You know, I found that personally. I lost my granddad, and you find it hard to come to terms with the fact that you're not going to see that person again. But on the flip side of that, when you just talk about them and remember the kind of people that they were and what they were capable of doing, it's a very good thing to be able to do, you know. And of course, the Sarah Jane Adventures, there's so many things to talk about, isn't there? So many cool things that she did. And so I would just say that I hope people are going to do that. You know, I hope they're going to think about what they loved about her and what she did, and celebrate the fact that she was here and not that she's gone.
I tell you what, a lot of response that you hear from a lot of us that knew her now was, I wish she'd known how good she was, and I wish we'd known how loved, that she could have known how loved she was.
Sorry, do I know you? Well, we've never actually met, but it's Jo Grant, isn't it?
Wow, it's a long time since I've been called that. Liz was absolutely lovely because, A, we shared in common the fact that we both worked with the wonderful John Pertwee. And so we were able to laugh and talk quietly about the times of working with John and the trials and occasional tribulations of working with that remarkable man.
I told you I'd get you home safely, didn't I?
Oh, all the cheek.
Well, it's not my fault if people get up to no good while we were away.
Alien monsters, robber barons, then dinosaurs. It'll be a long time before I get in that TARDIS again.
What a legacy, that wonderful woman, the quintessential Doctor Who girl. I give her that title with absolutely no qualms at all.
Oh, they told me about you.
You must be
Sarah Jane Smith.
Oh, darling.
After all this time.
Liz Sladen has left us, and we'll all remember her. And I would like to think that Sarah Jane, in our hearts, will just carry on forever.
The very fact that this same character could traverse all these decades and be as important to children now as she was to me when I was a kid, I think speaks volumes about how extraordinary she was. She will be remembered forever by my generation, by the current generation, and I'm sure by generations to come.
She may be the face I can't forget, a trace of pleasure or regret, maybe my treasure or the price I have to pay. She may be the song the summer sings, maybe the chill the autumn brings, maybe 100 different things within the measure of a day.
Miss Smith.
Yes, Professor?
Come and meet your namesake, Miss Lavinia Smith, Dr.
John Smith. How do you do, Miss Smith?
Sarah Jane Smith, journalist.
You're a good girl, Sarah.
You're going to do exactly as I say, or I'll blast you to oblivion. Hello?
Oh, I should think so.
Does he still stroke bits of the target?
Yeah, he does. I'm like, do you two want to be alone?
She may be the reason I survive, the why and wherefore I'm alive, the one I'll care for through the rough and ready years. Me, I'll take her laughter and her tears and make them all my souvenirs. For where she goes, I've got to be. The meaning of my life is
Goodbye. My Sarah Jane.